ready on the firing line.
When I started high power in the mid-90s, everyone stood up for rapid fire. Then, about 10 years ago, the NRA changed the rules to require everyone to remain in position for the rapids. At the same time, the CMP kept the requirement to stand up in the matches they sanction. The upshot of all this is that I remain in position for rapids in just about every match throughout the year. But for 1 week when I travel to Camp Perry for the National Trophy matches, I have to break position before each rapid fire string. At a recent team practice, I found myself dropping down into a sitting position that was very different than the one I had during the prep period. This underscored the fact that I don't have a good enough system to account for the position change that takes place when standing up. So I decided to work on this at home, and I'll take you through my process. I set up cameras around where I'll be in position. Then, I put a sighting black at one end of the room just so I have something to set my natural point of aim to. I got into the sitting position and got prepped like I normally would. Here is my last dry fire shot during prep. I'm going to capture this frame and we'll use it later. Now I stand up and load my magazine. To show you what my natural position is when I come back down to sitting, I will keep my eyes closed as I shoulder the rifle. Now we'll freeze this frame when I take the first shot. Remember the frame when I took a well-prepared shot before standing up? Let's compare the two. The first thing you'll probably notice is how much further to the side I'm pointing. The slightly less obvious thing is that I'm closer to the camera after coming back down in position. If we look at the view from the back, you can see that I'm about half a foot closer to the target than I was before standing up. This forward shift is actually more problematic than coming down with lateral error in your NPA. We can see this better when viewed from the side. My body, arms, and rifle are all forward compared to before, but because my feet remain in the same position relative to the ground when standing, the things between my body and feet, my legs, have to take up this shortened dimension. That's why my knees are more bent, and my left calf is further towards the toe of my boot. All of this contributes to a compressed feeling when pointing at my target, like I'm in a more confined space when I'm trying to shoot. Remember when I said that the more forward position after sitting down is more problematic than pointing further to the side? That's because if my NPA is shifted sideways, I can scoot my butt over easily to point at my own target. That's a more obvious error. A compressed position is more difficult to diagnose during those crucial few seconds that I have when I'm getting ready to fire that first shot. So if I want to solve this problem, I need a way to come down into the sitting position and keep my legs extended like they were during prep. That's where this extra magazine comes in. I just put it down on the ground and I remember the position of my legs in relation to the magazine. When I drop into position for the string, I make sure that my butt is behind the magazine. Then I position my body so my legs appear in the same place relative to the magazine. If I compare the firing position during prep and after retaking my position, we can see that the two are a lot closer than before. It's not the exact same position, but at least I'm pointing at my own target and my legs aren't folded in. This I can work with.